All right, welcome everybody to another exciting episode here of good old Crash Course, the one and only. All right, I really want to unwind some shit here today, okay? And then we'll get right into the insurance and the body shop stuff. I got a little bit to talk about there. So I want everybody to think about this, right? Because I know we're in the election cycle here, right? It's October and November 5th's the big day, even though they got people voting all over. I don't know what the hell that's all about. I know I'm 62. I'm a little bit of a dinosaur, but call me nutso. I always think voting on the one day, right? The whole rest of the world does it like that, all right? Other parts of the world, in Western civilization and Europe and everything, they even vote with paper ballots and all this shit. But somehow the United States has decided that having people vote all over the fucking place and dropping shit off in boxes and voting, a month out, it's insanity, folks. I don't care who you are, how young you are, how old you are, what political party you think you support. All right, come on. At the end of the day, this is just irrational bullshit. Okay, you vote on one day. Yeah, I will grant you this, right? Everybody's going to be on board with this. Okay, trust me. Everybody should be on board with this. How about this for an idea? How about we all have the day off and let's make it a paid holiday? Woo! Holy God, there's an idea. Everybody likes to talk about Democrats and Republicans. They all like to say, voting is the most important right, this and that. It's so important that we don't even give a shit that people can get there. Why isn't this a day off? I've thought about this for decades now. I've always talked about this. Why in the hell don't we have a national day to vote? November 5th, day off. And it's a federal holiday and you must be paid. I don't give a shit. Give them all a write-off. Let the businesses write off for the labor cost for that day. There you go. There's another brilliant idea. All right? You can write off all your labor costs for that day. Your employees aren't working. You got to pay them. I know it's tough, right? Boo-hoo. You got to pay these guys for not doing anything. All right? I think it's a good cause. All right? Give them 100% write-off on that day's labor. There you go, business. All right? And we all have no excuse to get there to vote. National Voting Day. Everybody should support that. And everybody gets paid. And this way, there's no damn excuse why you can't get your ass there on November 5th. It's just crazy, boy. I'm just crazy. It's all made up shit today. It really is, folks. I know nobody wants to believe that. Trust me when I tell you, a lot of this stuff is all made up. Just like the crap you hear on the hurricanes. Hurricanes, they're incredibly strong, stronger than ever. That's bullshit, too. Hurricane Camille, 1968, I think it was, or 1967, plowed into the Gulf, right up into Mississippi and Alabama. 200-mile-an-hour winds. I think to this day it's still the most powerful storm. 200-mile-an-hour winds. Look it up. You can Google everything today. That son of a bitch leveled 6-story hotels, brick hotels. I think they had a 20-foot or 25-foot storm surge. Folks, it's all crap. It's all bullshit. It's all made up. All right? Hurricane Hugo, 1989. I was working for State Farm. We almost went bankrupt, at least on paper. That thing was a son of a bitch. That thing plowed straight into South Carolina. Google it. To this day, one of the most costliest, deadliest storms ever. Destroyed the port of Charleston. And then continued right up like a meat grinder through the center of that state. All right, I think it eventually made its way up the East Coast with a lot of rain and everything. Folks, it's all a bunch of lies. It's all a bunch of crap, all right? Just like, how about this one, all right? Let me get everybody on board with this, too, all right? Stick with me here. I know this isn't a political podcast or a talk show here where we go off on tangents about, current events and that. But, it's still a show about knowledge and, and giving the folks information. So how about this to chew in your head there, all right? We got people that are dying or dead, all right? They're saying there's over 200 people dead. And we got other people, God knows what shape they're in, dying, sick, hurt, busted up, right? They're trapped. Their roads are washed out. All right, then we forget. And this isn't even Florida. This is Georgia. Valdosta, Georgia almost got wiped off the map. That thing went right up through Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina like a buzzsaw, all right? Widespread, horrendous damage. And then we got the government saying we got no money. Now, you can't make this shit up. No money? Folks, do you realize that a month before that thing hit, they approved a check for $8 billion. That's billion to the Ukraine. Does anybody else get pissed off over this? I don't understand. We got all these people running out today, all these liberals with with all their fancy causes and all their fancy titles, LGBT this and that, and CRT and TRC and DBA and I don't know. I'm making up shit off the top of my head here. I don't even know. All right, but nobody seems to give a damn that they sent $8 billion to some crap hole country, which it is. It's a crap hole country. All right, I said it. It was corrupt before the war, and it's more corrupt now. All right, and that's another crock of shit that they've been telling you too. The Democrat Ukraine bullshit. There's nothing Democrat about the Ukraine. There never has been. It's an Eastern European country, folks. Not a lot of democracy going on over there. All right. Oh, and how about the secret, the not so secret, biolabs that we found out that were built along the border of Russia and the Ukraine? Whoops. Hello. Right? But anyway, I digress. I want to get back to the money because this thing is absolutely pisses me off to no way. All right? And listen, full disclosure here. Yeah, I'm a Republican guy. Okay? Conservative. All right? I'm a little more liberal. I like to consider myself a libertarian, all right, when it comes to domestic things and social issues and stuff like that. But I'm down the line with with foreign and stuff like that when it comes to conservatism. All right, a little more liberal. I like that, like I said, libertarian. Social. You sleep with who you want to sleep with. Do what you want to do, just as long as you're not bothering anybody else, and don't force that shit on anybody else. By the way, that's the old liberal, folks. Those were the original liberals, right? The original liberals were libertarians. We actually called ourselves liberals back in the 17th, 18th century. Those folks believed in, hey, here's an idea. Those folks believed in, do what you want, just don't hurt other people, believe what you want, do what you want, don't hoist your shit onto somebody else's shoulders, okay? That was the old libertarian America, folks. Another crock of shit that they've been selling everybody for the last 50 years. All made up shit. All made up. All lies. All right? And unfortunately, all these generations of young people just swallow this crap, and it's absolutely horrendous to see. All right? Real libertarians wouldn't do that. All right? Real libertarians. And hence the word liberal. Get it? Libertarian, liberal. That's where it flowed from. But I want to go back to the money thing here. Right? I don't want anybody to get really pissed off like I am, okay? $8 billion. We sent $200 billion since that damn war started. And now we get turned around and we said we're going to give everybody $750 checks? Folks, you know the people over in Lahaina, Hawaii? Remember that place? Hello. Lahaina, Hawaii. Everybody remember that? Remember the place went up in flames? All right? Who knows? But they never really told us how many people died, but there was hundreds of people, all right, got roasted over there. Not to mention devastation all over. Okay, do you know it's still like that? It's still like that, folks. Those people got $750. That's it. Okay, what a crock of shit. But we're writing $8 billion checks all over the world for every pissant and every crap hole country and every jackass cause that the U.S. wants to send money. And then when it comes here, whoop. Hello. The checkbook isn't working. It's bouncing. We got rubber. We got rubber in the checkbook. Okay? I think it was East Palestine. Was that the name of that place down there where the freaking train blew up or some shit? Remember that? The chemicals and all the shit going in the water? I don't even know what happened to those people. They're probably all dead. We never heard anything about that again. How much money did they get? I heard they didn't get shit down there. I don't even think FEMA even showed up. I think they showed up like a month later or something. The president decided to get his ass there a year later. Folks, we really, man, I mean, come on. Right? Come on. We really need to start looking at this shit, okay? All of us. Like I said, I don't care if you're LGBTQ or QTBGA, all right, or whatever you're doing over there. That's great. But everybody should really start thinking seriously about all this bullshit that's going on, all right? And Americans just get screwed. Okay? Guess what? This hurricane's going to plow in there, and we're going to be right back to the up against the wall again. We're going to have the same money issues and everything else, and I guarantee there's a lot of liberals, a lot of Democrats, all right? There's a lot of LGBTQ, a lot of CRT running around down there, right? All this shit. It's all going to be there. Guess what? The hurricane don't give a shit. Doesn't care. So you'll be just as screwed as everybody else. The only difference probably is you'll be pissing and moaning and whining about, where's the government? Where's my money? Where's my... All right? There is none. That's what they're going to tell you. There is none. Keep your mouth shut, take your medicine, and stand in line. Okay? Start remembering that, folks. Start thinking about that. All right? Forget all these individual causes and these groups that you belong to and all this other shit. That's great. You want to go down that road? Knock yourself out, man. But we all need to really start thinking about what's going on around here. Okay? Billions and billions and billions of dollars. Foreign aid. How about that one? You like that one? Remember hearing that all the time? The United States gives foreign aid packages. Foreign aid packages? I got a new one. How about this? If I had billions of dollars, I ran for president, on top of what Trump's saying about getting rid of Social Security taxes, getting rid of taxes on overtime. All right, here's another one I'd run on. I would turn to everybody and say, we're going to have a domestic aid package. How about that? Domestic aid. Right. Write the check to the United States people, to the American people. Fucking bullshit, I'm telling you. Anyway, I digress. I just had to unpack some of that shit today because it just, I was driving over here to the show and I'm listening to this crap and I'm like, my head was going to explode. All right? It's retarded. I mean, come on. Come on, folks. Everybody, right? Young, old, come on. I got a point, right? Is that not insanity? It's insanity. You turn around and you tell people here, we got no money. And then when you give them money, it's bullshit. It's not even enough for them to go buy groceries for a month. It's incredible. $8 billion. Do you know what $8 billion could have did here? It probably could have paid off a quarter of the country's mortgages, or at least put money in everybody's pocket. They all like to tell us, right? Oh, you put money back into the economy and people spend the money. No shit. So how about you write a check for $8 billion to the U.S. American citizens, and let us put that money back in the economy, folks? It's all bullshit. It's all lies, distortions, propaganda. All right, it's all done for one purpose: absolute power and to control everybody. All right, so now that I unpacked some of that crap, welcome to Crash Course Podcast, where our mantra has been and remains that we like to give you information and knowledge you need and can use, and advice you can trust. Now, I hope that you were getting some information and knowledge on that front end opening monologue there. But truthfully, I hope everybody really, some of the folks listening to me actually started to think about that, right? But anyway, yeah, Crash Course. So we've been doing this now, I don't know, it's got to be 3 years, close to 3 years. All right, and we love doing it. All right, there is so much stuff going on. All right, so many changes, so many different attributes that are, moving parts and everything with this body shop stuff and insurance. And listen, I understand about cost, all right, about money and all this other stuff. I get it. My premium, I must have had three raises already. I just had to raise my deductibles. I know I was always preaching to the choir, telling all you guys, right, don't raise your deductible $1,000. Well, I just did it. All right? Now, I work in a body shop, right, full disclosure. So, obviously, I'm thinking, hey, if I get into a wreck or I get into a situation, well, I should be able to shave off at least half of that for myself. But unfortunately, this is reality, and this is what people are being forced to do, right? I just did it. I hired my deductibles. I lowered. I had my BI was $300, $500. I went in and said, screw this. I lowered it to $100, $300, especially after I got hit and got screwed because the jackass that hit me had minimum. I had to sue my own fucking policy to get the money I needed for my pain and suffering. All right. So I said, I'm not paying for that. I'm not paying for somebody else's shit. Nobody's paying for mine anymore. So I lowered my threshold from 300 to 5 and 100, 300. Remember what I said, right? I'm always saying this. You want to shop your insurance. Okay, you know what that means. You should be looking at your policy at least every 6 months. All right, check it out, folks. Go in there, spend a couple minutes. I know it's not exciting commentary. I know it's not a video game. Go in there, whatever you have, whatever company you're with, they all give you access to this stuff. Go in there and go through everything. See what you're paying for. See what your limits are. Do they even apply? Do you even need the coverage anymore? All right, and raise your deductibles. Okay, the company that I'm with, USAA, apparently they don't allow you to raise it above $1,000, which I think is fine. I think that's good. Unfortunately, other companies seem to be able to let you go. The sky's the limit, right? At my body shop, I got people coming in $2,500 deductibles. All right, I get it. You know, things are getting bad. Things are getting really tight. Folks got to do what they have to do. But, you know, folks, remember what I told you. Those are financial responsibility laws in place. All right, so when you turn around and you say to the insurance company, hey, man, I'm cool with $2,500. No problem. Hey, Joe, you got a $4,000 damage. We're taking $2,500 off. Here's what you're left with. You know, whoops. Right, so just be prepared for that, though. Okay, I don't know, maybe you want to keep like an emergency credit card on the side with no balance, right? Okay, I mean, I try and do that. I don't use the thing at all. And God forbid, you know, all holy hell descends on me. I know at least I got, you know, an open limit on that. So, you know, that's kind of what's going on, right? It's kind of what's going on out there. And things just keep getting more and more outrageous. The insurance industry is the worst. The worst. I mean, inflation blew up everything, right? Food, you go to the store, come on. You got to admit it, folks. You go to the store, it's crazy. You look in the basket, you're like, what the hell did I get here? You know, it's $180 and you're looking at 10 things in your basket, you know, and then those 10 things don't even add up to 2 dinners. So it's really outrageous, right? But then you look at the insurance and you're like, holy shit, like, what are they on? Operating in a different hemisphere, a different reality? I mean, you know, insurance premiums since 2021 are up 55%. Kind of crap is that? And they still bitch and complain they have no money. All right? Or it's tight for them. And on that subject, listen to this. So, you know, I say all the time, insurance companies are always looking for ways to cut costs when, where, and often. And, of course, I tell you, it starts with your claim. Okay? So some of the insurance companies, State Farm and Allstate in particular, have decided that they're going to develop this internal audit system. All right? And basically what that means is when their guys come in and negotiate with me and I get an agreed price, we agree to fix your car for $10,000. They send this up to somebody else who looks at it and looks at the photos and says, nah, it's not $10,000. Take this off, that off, that off, change this. Now lock it up and send it back to the guy. It's $9,000. All right? So it's a violation of Reg 64. It's a violation of New York State insurance law, and it's also seriously unethical business practice. So these two companies single-handedly, out of the blue, have decided to destroy the process that's been in place for 100 years, which is basically you negotiate in good faith, you come to an agreed price, right? And you get an estimate that reflects that. Now, they've just blown that up. So if you're insured with State Farm or Allstate, good luck. Okay, now I know a lot of people probably shaking their head, scratching their head, you know, rolling their eyes or, you know, their shoulders or maybe walking away. Who gives a shit? It's got nothing to do with me. Folks, it's got everything to do with you. Trust me. Okay? Trust me. All right? Because if your body shop can't negotiate effectively. Now think about this, all right? This isn't, you've heard me talk about negotiation, right? If you go to V&J Auto Body, what do I always say? You have myself and my partner. Between us, we have 40 years experience in the business. We negotiate very effectively with adjusters, right? What that means is we recover for you. You got to remember, you come to my shop, you sign a designated representative, a DR. That means you've transferred responsibility of representation in your claim to me. It means I can speak for you. It's almost like I'm standing in your shoes with the insurance guy. So when they're talking to me, they're talking to you. So if I negotiate effectively, I'm recovering the proceeds of that claim for you, which accurately reflect what is necessary to fix that car. So now let's reverse that. State Farm and Allstate say, no. We don't give a shit what you just talked to him about. All right? He's taking his marching orders from us. Oh, okay. And that jackass sitting in his underwear in a closet Says, I don't think it doesn't look like 8,000. It looks like 70,000, 7,000, 7,500, or 4,000, whatever it is, some stupid number that they justify. And so I don't get an estimate that accurately reflects the damages on your car. So what happens to you, right? Because I know a lot of people, this is always the issue. People are like, well, okay, what does that got to do with me? It's got everything to do with you, folks. It's your car. It's not my car. You asked me to fix it. So if they have destroyed the process, right? Think about this. Follow the bouncing ball. Boop, boop, boop. Right? Used to have that game, Pong. Boop, 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 boop. All right, well, the ball's bouncing here. Follow it. So the process in place is negotiate in good faith. Get an agreed price. You don't have to, but it says that you should negotiate in good faith with the goal of arriving at an agreed price, which happens probably 90% of the time. All right? And then that agreed price is reflected in the estimate that I received from the adjuster. Great. Okay? That's the process. Well, Allstate and State Farm, they just blew that up. Right? They said, we don't give a shit about the process anymore. It was bad enough they didn't give a damn about other things on the periphery. Now, they've just basically said, we're not going to give a shit about the process. How's that? All right? Try that out. Now you can really go screw yourself. So, folks, when they blow up the process, that means there's no longer a benchmark. There's no longer an agreeable framework, okay, for how everything, what takes place when it comes to getting your car repaired. That's bad, right? Now, if I'm not able to overcome that, guess what? That now becomes your problem, not mine. I'm fixing your car. I'm not with your insurance company. You are. So now what I have to do is call you, Mr. Jones, say, hey, how you doing, man? Listen, Allstate came in. I need $9,000. They're telling me go scratch. You only need $7,000. Oh, okay, great. We've tried. We're at a serious impasse here. It doesn't seem like they're willing to budge. They have various processes and procedures in place now that are blatant violations of New York State regs and insurance law, but they don't seem to give a shit. And unfortunately, I can't fix your car for $7,000. I need at least $8,000 on this job. And you're like, oh, well, they told me I only had to pay $500. That's true. That's true. Right. That's what you told the insurance company. But the insurance company's telling me that I don't need $8,000 to fix your car, and I do. So now you're going to have to pay me your $500 D and the other $1,000. That's $1,500 you're going to owe me. Folks, this is it. This is reality, okay? Now, you don't hear this a lot in the body shop industry, all right, because they don't like it's the third rail. This is the third rail in the auto body industry. You got any body shop guys out there that are listening to me? You got to be smirking right now, right? This is the third rail, guys, okay? Let's be honest here. It's the third rail to the auto body industry, and what is that? That's asking the customer to pay. Whoa, you don't want to do that. Woo! You don't want to go down that road. And I get it. We don't either. You know, you've heard me talk about this with V&J and also Collision Services Network. That, the shops on the network and V&J in particular pride ourselves in not having our customers to have to, out of pocket anything other than a deductible when we can't, issue a discount or waive it totally. All right. But, folks, this is where this is going. So don't kid yourself when you say, oh, this has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Everything to do with you. All right. And remember what I told you a few episodes ago. You can go look at this. You can go to Spotify or wherever you hear podcasts, wherever you're listening to me. Go there, go back and look for some of the previous shows. It was a show I did, and I warned everybody that there's body shops in the northwest area of the country that are already doing this. They've already given up. All right? Makes me wonder where this shit came from. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say here. I'm just a messenger. Right? Insurance companies see that. They turn around. Who cares? You know what? Let them do the same thing the jackasses out there in the Northwest are doing. All right? And what that is they've decided to basically throw the towel in. It's either too hard. It's not worth their time. They don't feel like they want to piss off the insurance, whatever. I mean, pick any. When it comes to the body shop industry, there's no shortage of excuses, okay? No shortage of excuses out there. And these guys are great at excuses and complaints and everything else, all right? It's like assholes. They all have one. A lot of them have a dozen of them, all right? They don't do much, but they complain. Yeah, so these guys out there all got together and thought this was a great idea. Instead of trying to help out their customer, they're just going to turn around and say, hey, man, I need $8,000 to get the job done. And jackass from Allstate told me I don't need $8,000, I only need $7,500. So I need another $5,000 plus the $1,000 that you told the insurance company you were going to pay. So I need $1,500 from you. Whoops. Just became your concern. All right? So don't kid yourself. Okay? Don't kid yourself. I know a lot of people, it's a natural thing. Most of the folks, you want to remove yourself from the issue because you're like, well, I pay my insurance and I went to the body shop and, and they deal with the insurance company. They do. They do deal with them. But guess what? When they can't deal with them anymore, it's going to come back to you. And then you're going to have to deal with them. All right? We'll talk about that in another episode. We'll talk about that in another show. All right? Because that's actually a pretty cool show we could do about how you, the insured, actually have a lot more power. Remember, I'm always talking about what your rights expectations are under the policy? Well, guess what? That's one of them right there. You have a lot of leverage as an insured. We all do. All right? Most of us don't understand that because we don't understand insurance or the contract. All right? And they know that and they exploit that. Right? Obviously, they're a business, and what do I always say? Right? They look for ways to cut costs when, where, and often. All right? It always starts with your claim. The minute you pick up the phone, hi, Mr. Allstate? Yeah, I had an accident. Oh, we're so sorry. You okay? Yeah, great. Okay. So, what happened? Well, I hit a guy. Okay. And that's it. A couple minutes of the pleasantries and then whoop, right into, how we're going to save money on this one. So, all right. At any rate, so trust me, folks, when somebody tries to tell you, hey, don't worry about it, it's got nothing to do with you, it's got everything to do with you. It's got everything. It always has everything to do with you. You're the insured. You're the one that's insured by that company. Now, if you're not insured and you got hit by them, well, good luck. You're on a hell of a roller coaster ride there then, because they're not under any obligation to deal with you at all. Okay? So you're really going to get a shit show over there. All right, so let's leave that. And before we wrap up here, all right, just a couple of housekeeping tips. All right, I love to get this out there. All right, folks, please. All right, I implore everybody. All right, you got to stop. I must have been saying. I must be saying it's amazing. I can't believe I've been saying this for 2.5 freaking years. I don't know who we're reaching out there. I'm going to have to talk to my amazing social media expert and find out who we're reaching. Maybe we can even drill down into the demographics and if we're reaching Suffolk County. I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching the aliens out in the Milky Way. I don't know. But at any rate, folks, listen up, okay? And if you hear this, you got to tell other people, man. You can't stop cooperating with the insurance company, folks. You only have to cooperate to the extent that you make your car available to them during normal business hours at a place that's convenient to you, not them. Okay? It's in black and white, folks. You're paying for this shit. They don't need help for crap. When I started in this industry, nobody helped the insurance company. And I wish they would have. I mean, it would have been nice if somebody was nice to me. All right? It was ridiculous. It was, and forget the body shop. It was totally adversarial. It was them and us. All right? And same thing with the insureds. Now everybody wants a nicey nice, kumbaya. Oh, you need photos. Oh, you need me to send in a recorded statement. Folks, stop it. They're not your friends. They're a business. And on top of that, okay, they're a fiduciary. All right, that means you're asking for money and they're controlling money. It means there's a potential to get in trouble there. Okay? You send photos in. Guess what? You send photos in and you make statements that are contrary to what those photos show. Hello. Maybe we have an investigation. All right? And just like on the TV shows that everybody watches, all these cop shows, pick one. All right? They don't tell you. They're not going to tell you, hey, Mr. Insured, you sent us photos. You made a statement and a recorded statement, and it's not really jiving with the damage and everything, but don't worry about it. We're going to investigate you and give us another week or two to do the investigation. They're not going to tell you that. Give me a fucking break. They're going to tell you, hey, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate the cooperation. We'll be in touch in a week, all right? The claim rep will reach out to you. Meanwhile, they're putting the screws to you. You don't even know what the hell's going on. They do a consumer report on you. They do a credit background check. They do a criminal background check. All the shit starts going on, all because you sent photos in and then you gave statements that didn't seem to jive or some other stuff. All right? Stop it. Stop. It's real simple, folks. I know we all got this thing. Who gives a shit? When they turn around and say to you, do you have photos? I don't have any photos. No? Nope. I was so worked up at the scene, the last thing on my mind was getting photos for you. Maybe you're not going to say it like that, but, just tell them, yeah, I don't have photos. I really don't, Or if you want to be more kumbaya, I have photos. I'd rather keep. This is really good. Check this one out. This will really set them back on the heels. I actually do have photos, but I don't feel comfortable giving them to you. I'm going to hold on to them for my lawyer. All right? That's a good one. Woo! They'll get that written in the file right away. Okay? Hey, folks, seriously, though, you're under no obligation to cooperate with these folks. None. Some of your premium dollars are used to pay for staff that are highly trained and proficient in acquiring photos of your damaged vehicle, assessing the damages, and creating a damage report, a detailed damage appraisal that accurately reflects what was going on with your car, all right, and what's needed to restore your car. Not you, okay? You are not a licensed appraiser. There's a reason why the state licensed these people, folks. You need to have some minimum of training and experience and everything else. You don't have it. Trust me. You have a camera. I know everybody thinks they're an expert today with this thing. They think they're a video expert, a photographer expert. They think they're a photojournalist expert. You're not anything. You're a jackass is what you are, is what I say. Stop. Stop sending photos to these guys. Stop sending anything to them. Report your claim. Give them a statement of the accident that happened. If there's a police report, terrific. Let them go get it. Stop getting the police report for them, too. That's their job. Is there a police report? Yeah. Did you get it? Nope. Can you get us a copy? Nope. Oh, okay. Well, we'll have somebody get it for us. Terrific. Knock yourself out. All right? I'm serious, folks. I keep getting these people coming in, and there's estimates, and they're all estimates written on photos, and they all suck. They're horrendous. Horrendous. They have a 98% recidiveness rate. What do I mean by that? It means every time I get one of these asshole estimates, I got to call the insurance company back. And guess what? They have 4 days to come back. So now you just cause yourself to be out of your car even longer. All right? And at a minimum, what that does is it ties my hands. Doesn't tie my hands because of fraud or illegality, right? Because that's what the insurance companies want you to think. Well, we want photos of your car. So there's no funny business. Bullshit. You don't know what you're looking at. You're not trained. There's indirect damage. There's damages that can occur in other areas of the car. There might be damage that occurred that you think is not related to the loss, but guess what it is? But you decide you're going to do this on your own and be nice and send the photos in and then tell them that that's not part of the loss, when in actuality it probably is. Okay? But once you do that and then you come to me, all right, and after we get all the particulars out of the way, the question I get 9 times out of 10, I have a deductible. Can we do anything? What would you like to do? I mean, after you go to the insurance company, you come to me, and now you're asking me to do something for your deductible. All right, folks? Knock it off. It's pure insanity. Wasn't going on years ago because they couldn't, and now because they can, they think you're going to participate with them. Bullshit. They don't need you participating. Your rates are going through the roof. You're not getting a discount for being nice and helping the insurance company. Do me a favor. Help yourself and stop helping them. All right? Remember, we resurrected the old Nancy Reagan program. Just say no. I mean, Nancy Reagan was using that for drugs, and that's obviously a very good cause still. But we're going to apply that here. All right? All right, folks, listen, that'll do it for this episode. All right? We'll be back at it again, all right, next week.